takes. No shortcuts, no fake. Spit and grind for the dreams you make. And every story's got a mountain to climb. It's what it takes to stand the test of time. Dig deep, keep the fire alive. Success is built on the will to survive. No easy path, just a burning need. It's what it takes to truly succeed. It's the hustle, it's the pain, it's the sunshine through the rain. Every step, every break, that's what it really takes. From the ground up, from dust to stars, chasing goals, chasing who you are. Every challenge, every fall, it's what it takes to rise above it all. So now you know the stories are real. What it takes is the fire you feel. Keep pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes. What it takes. From the ground up, from dust to stars, chasing goals, chasing who you are. Every challenge, every fall, it's what it takes to rise above it all. So now you know the stories are real. What it takes is the fire you feel. Keep pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes. No shortcuts, no fake. Spit and grind for the dreams you make. And every story's got a mountain to climb. It's what it takes to stand the test of time. Dig deep, keep the fire alive. Success is built on the will to survive. No easy path, just a burning need. It's what it takes to truly succeed. It's the hustle, it's the pain, it's the sunshine through the rain. Every step, every break, that's what it really takes. every challenge, every fall. It's what it takes to rise above it all. So now you know the stories are real. What it takes is the fire you feel. Keep pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes. What it takes. From the ground up, from dust to stars, chasing goals, chasing who you are. Every challenge, every fall, it's what it takes to rise above it all. So now you know the stories are real. What it takes is the fire you feel. Keep pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes. No shortcuts, no fake. Spit and grind for the dreams you make. And every story's got a mountain to climb. It's what it takes to stand the test of time. Dig deep, keep the fire alive. Success is built on the will to survive. No easy path, just a burning need. It's what it takes to truly succeed. It's the hustle, it's the pain, it's the sunshine through the rain. Every step, every break, that's what it really takes. From the ground up, from dust to stars, chasing goals, chasing who you are. Every challenge, every fall, it's what it takes to rise above it all. So now you know the stories are real. What it takes is the fire you feel. Keep pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes. What it takes. From the ground up, from dust to stars, chasing goals, chasing who you are. Every challenge, every fall, it's what it takes to rise above it all. So now you know the stories are real. What it takes is the fire you feel. Keep pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes. pushing on, no time for breaks. That's what it really takes.
How's everybody doing? Listen, welcome to What It Really Takes podcast. I am your host, John Geddes. Listen, if you have not done so, do so. Go over. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you let somebody know. Share, like, and comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We about to get ready to get started. Listen, I'm going to give you a few moments. Listen, if you're in the room over here in YouTube world, listen, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And if you're over here on Instagram, you need to make your way over into the other world, into YouTube. Listen, the link is in my story. We're gonna get ready to get started. You see lights, you see everything going on. Guys, do me a favor, come on over to What It Really Takes podcast. Listen, we live, we about to get started, so I'll see you guys in a moment. Take it easy. Takes. How's everybody doing? What's going on? 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 It is a Thursday afternoon, but y'all know What It Really Takes podcast. Yes, and we are grateful. Listen. Do me a favor. Do me a big favor. Listen, this is the place where we discover, we dive deep into the minds, we overcome anxieties, we overcome the things that trip us up, the things that keep us from doing the things that we are supposed to be doing in this time and in this moment. So listen, get ready to grow with me, achieve your goals, overcome obstacles, challenges, and become the best version of yourself that you could be. Listen, Jared, I see you. Listen, glad that you're here. To everybody else that is here, listen, do me a favor and make sure you share to all your platforms, all your social medias. Let people know that we are here tonight, getting ready to dive into something very, 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 very interesting as we dive into tonight. So I know we will have people come in. I know I'm competing with another thing called The Game. I know it's Thursday night. I know if you got Amazon Prime, I know I'm in competition right now. That's okay. It's all good. So listen, come on in. Let's make it happen. Make it happen. Make it do what it do. Well, it's episode 4. This is episode 4 for What It Really Takes podcast. We're here. We are present. We are making headway over here in podcast world. This is my little world, my little desk, my little place. I'm glad that you came on the venture, came on the journey with me. But let's get ready to launch right into tonight again. If you hear snooping and doing all the snooping, might as well go ahead and subscribe. Listen, you want to continue snoop. Other than that, listen, I'm glad that you're here. Let's jump right into tonight's topics. Tonight we're gonna talk about some things. I know it's raining outside for some, it's raining for me here, but we present. So let's get into it. What it really takes. What does it really take? Today we'll talk about some of the struggles that come with the point of self-doubt. Some of the things that we have to overcome that comes with self-doubt. How many times have you held back because of it? How many times have you second-guessed yourself because of self-doubt? No clarity, no thought of moving forward. It was just a self-doubt. What would your life look like? What would your life look like if you had overcome and you pushed through self-doubt? What would happen to your life if you had overcome self-doubt? You still have the opportunity, you still have the very wherewithal to be able to overcome that thing called self-doubt. So I want to talk about it just for a little while tonight in our different segments, different topics, and we're going to talk about the impact that self-doubt has. The impact that self-doubt has. Everybody's experienced self-doubt. Is something that's uninvited. It's something that has doesn't take a rain check. It does not choose when it's going to show up. It just shows up. It does not sign the visitor's pass. It does not do any of the sort. It does not do none of the above. It does what it wants to do, when it wants to do it, how it wants to do it. And 9 times out of 10, self-doubt shows up at the very day, at the very moment that, guess what, everything's in play. Everything is in motion. Everything is possible. Everything seems as though it's happening. Self-doubt shows up. It shows up in its rarest form. It shows up in 2.0 version, 4.0 version. It shows up and shows out. Self-doubt. Some people say that they don't struggle with self-doubt. Some people say that, guess what, I'm always on my game. I'm gonna push through. You're pushing through something called self-doubt. It's there. It's typical. It's something you can find, something you can rely on. Let's look into what self-doubt does to us. Self-doubt keeps us from pursuing dreams. Self-doubt keeps us from it holds us back from our careers. It even affects our relationships. Self-doubt. I'm not talking about nothing else. I'm not talking about anything else that could be, would be, but the thing that is of the essence, the thing that is big in the room is self-doubt. It keeps us from dreaming big. It keeps us from running further. It keeps us from seeing our potential. It keeps us from getting to the efforts, getting to the plateaus. You're not good enough. That's the phrase that will always pop into the head. Do I deserve it? Does it belong to me? What happens if I fail? What happens if it falls apart? That's something called self-doubt. Can I holler at you real quick? That's self-doubt. It has nothing to do. And the crazy thing is this. You can get 101 people to encourage you. You be like, well, listen, God, listen. Some people be like, hey, universe, but I talk to the Savior. So listen. You'll say, listen, if you have 2 people, I'll believe you. He'll do you one better. He'll give you 3 people. He'll do you one better. He'll give you 5. He'll do you one better. He'll continue to show it into your face. He'll continue to give you signs that, guess what? It's your time. It's you. And then you like, man, I just don't know. That's self-doubt. That's self-doubt. That is self-doubt. That has nothing to do with nobody else. It has to do with that part that, guess what, was created sometimes through failures. It is created through things that happen in your past. It is created. Self-doubt is something that is created based on something that you adapted to. Something that, guess what, you like, I'll pacify. I'll just live in this nature. I'll live in this this underdog situation. Listen. I know, y'all. We like a good underdog story. I know we like to be able to say, man, it shouldn't have been. It should. Listen, in all cases, you're not the underdog. In all cases, you are not the least qualified. In some cases, you are the one that is qualified, overqualified, and you do not set yourself up to even believe that. It is self-doubt that does that. Man, some people got bachelor's degrees, some people got education, some people got the money, some people got the fame, some people got the numbers, some people got the resources, some people got everything that's necessary and needful. They can just say it and it be done. But the one thing that they do not adapt to is that, guess what, they open their mouth and they say that, guess what, it is so. Okay, I listen. It is the power to be able to know that, guess what, self-doubt does not have that control, but we allow the smallest thing called self-doubt, the smallest thing that has a minute control. It is the thing that, guess what, we wrestle with within ourselves. I'm not talking about wrestling between people, because many of us, I won't say many of us, because I listen, many of us can cuss somebody up and down. So many of us can forget people's first name and their last name. Many of us can forget that, guess what, that you exist. Many of people can walk past you and you be like, hey, you don't remember me? And honestly, you be like, yep, I really don't. Listen, you was a thing of the past. You were the past. Listen, please don't remind me. Please don't tell me. Don't pass go. Don't do none of the sort. Don't do none of the things. Don't pick. Don't listen. Don't pick from a straw. Listen, don't try to remind me. You remember we used to swing on the swing. You remember we used to walk in the park. You remember we used to go down. Listen, I don't remember. Don't force me to remember because I'm not trying to remember. I know some of us had that good memory that's able to just, hey, I can forget all about it. Some of us remember everything. We want to remember everything. Listen, but there are some people that do it to the place that they start to graduate because they understand that, guess what? If I don't get from this place, if I don't get from this place of self-doubt, if I don't get from this place of being perverted, if I don't get from this place of being hurt, if I don't get from this place that, guess what, I was stagnant, feeling as though I wasn't good enough, feeling as though that, listen, I remember the face, I remember the essence, but I'm not stuck there. It's the reality. Sometimes some of the most successful people you admire have faced self-doubt thoughts. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. The biggest name rap star, the biggest name entrepreneur, the biggest name realtor, the biggest name podcast host, the biggest name scooter, the biggest name, whatever you want to say, they struggle with it too. Individuals, you do not get to your full potential without overcoming self-doubt. You do not get to your full identity without overcoming self-doubt. And it's not until you are able to shift gears and realize, I won't let this corrupt, kill me, destroy me, keep me waiting, keep me linger. I won't let it. It's something everybody has dealt with. Whether they deal with it on a little level, whether they deal with it on a big level, it's always dealt with. But you have to push through. In most cases, self-doubt can be found. I'll tell you right now. I've struggled with self-doubt before. I've just struggled with self-doubt even in moments, even progressing, even in this new arena, podcast world. Is it good? Is it not good? Should I put the camera up? Do I break the lights down? Do I do this? Do I do that? What's happening? What's the numbers doing? What's this doing? Oh, listen, counsel it. Do what you got to do. It's self-doubt. But there's another part that's got to play even while self-doubt is trying to play. All right, listen to closely. While self-doubt is trying to play, there's another attachment that's got to play too. And that's the part that says that I can and I will. When you get to the place that you stop letting self-doubt outplay you, speak louder than the very you that knows that, guess what, if I just get started, if you can get self-doubt to be quiet, if you can learn to put self-doubt on mute, if you can learn to put self-doubt in its corner, you can learn to put self-doubt in its place, you would then have resounding yeses. You would then understand and you'll be able to hear your goals and your aspirations starting to speak back to you. It is not until we start to realize that self-doubt, it has the ability to do something, but we have the power to put it in its place. Putting it in its place takes work. It takes effort. It takes a determination. I don't care what goes. I don't care what happens. I don't care what comes in between. I won't let that stop me from getting to what is mine. I won't let it stop me from getting to what is required. I won't let it stop me from waking up in the morning to have joy. It won't let it get me to a place that, guess what, I am depressed. I won't, because I choose that, guess what, self-doubt does not have a hold. I choose not to let it do what it do. All right. So if self-doubt is something that we have to deal with, something that has an impact, you have to also understand even this. about self-doubt. Why? You got to understand why we feel self-doubt. Self-doubt is a feeling before it becomes something of any substance or anything of that nature. Y'all know, listen to yourself when self-doubt comes. You start to be like, man, I just don't feel like it. I feel like it's a feeling. That's what self-doubt is. Self-doubt is exactly that, is a feeling. Self-doubt can stem from past failures, crises. It can come from just steps into the unknown, not knowing what to do, not knowing how. It's a feeling of, man, I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to go through that pain again. I don't want to go through that crisis again. I don't know what tomorrow holds. So what do? We start then allow doubt. We start to allow self-doubt to start to creep up because we are unsure of the future. We're unsure of what happened. We understand that guess what happened before was my past. We understand that guess what, my past failures got me in a place that guess what, it took a long time to bounce back. We start to replay things in our mind. The feelings start to come back. The feelings of how I felt in that moment when I failed. The feelings how I felt in the moment when guess what, I was rejected. The feelings that I felt when guess what, I was at a rough place. The feelings start to come back, and that is the feeling that says, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that again. Cancel me out. Check me out. Listen, give me another way out because I choose not. Because why? Because guess what, I feel like guess what, I can't go second round like that. But what happens that guess what, when you overcome self-doubt, and guess what, the outcome of what you are intriguing upon is going to be different. See, sometimes we don't understand that guess what, we're only one step away, or we're one idea away, or one moment away from things breaking for you. You're one step away because you have to know that guess what, all it takes is I may fail, I may make a mistake, it may not be perfect, but guess what? As I progress, as I keep moving forward, we talked about this before, as I continue to make the reps, as I continue to put in the effort and the time, self-doubt then goes away because guess what? I got this far. What's to say I can't go a little further? What's to say that guess what? I'm not going to make it? What's to say? All those other things start to be what? X'd out. It started to be X completely out because now I've achieved my next step. So that means that guess what? The next step after that becomes even more easier. But the feeling is always going to be there. Doubt will always come when you're getting ready to go to the unknown. Listen, there's some things that you have not experienced yet, but you desire. Your dreams are just that. Your aspirations are just that. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't tasted of it yet. I haven't experienced it yet. But that's why it's like, man, what have you ever thought about that adrenaline that comes when you talk about what you could have, or what the possibility of what you would do with this, or with this money, or this happened to me? Oh man, you know what I'll do? You can run down 110 things, 100,000 of things. And guess what I would do? I'll go and do this. I'll go do that. Listen, you'll spend 45 minutes in daydream world, sitting there thinking about feeling and feeling the joy and feeling the peace. Now, that's the same thing you got to do too. When it comes down, when doubt is trying to creep in, go and tap into another realm. Now, guess what? Hey, all right. But this next step is what's necessary. Oh, this next move is what's necessary for me to get to my healing. This next move is what's necessary for me to develop. This next move is what's going to help me to get to the next bag. This next move, you have to understand that there's a reason. There's a reason to the restraint. There's a reason to behind all of those things that come with that feeling and that emotion. Self-doubt is just that. Self-doubt can start to take it takes it less personally. You'll start to take things, hey, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's unnecessary. You start, your reflections will be a fear. You will have anxiety. Self-doubt comes and brings fear. Anxiety comes to bring all the things that guess what we don't want. It's self-doubt. It's commonly shown. All right, let's talk about it. Y'all, listen, let's talk about it. If you have not done so, do so. Y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, tell us what's happening. This is live. I'm telling you. I can tell you it's 2 people here. I can tell you that I got 1 comment. See? Yeah. See? Some of y'all thought this was a pre-recording, but it's not. Listen. So let's talk about it. There's strategies for overcoming self-doubt. There are strategies to overcoming self-doubt. Let's talk about some strategies to overcoming self-doubt. We can get through self-doubt. I'll talk to you about some things that I do, strategizing how I do things to get past self-doubt. It's also known. Listen, first, you have to be aware. You have to make yourself aware of what's happening in the moment that self-doubt is coming in. You have to know that's what it is. You have to. Hello. The hardest part for many of us to do is to identify what state we are in. Are we in the state of running? Are we in the state of momentum? Am I in the state of unlocking a door? Am I in the state of understanding? Am I in a state of? But I'm in the state of where self-doubt is. You must identify. It's doubt. It's doubt. 110 people just came to you and told you that guess what? It's going to be all right. 110 people just came to you. 110 people just came to you and told you it's going to work out. It's going to be just fine. They did. But there's that 1% that guess what speaks louder than anything else, and that's self. Man, they lying to me. They just lying to me. They just trying to make me feel good. They just trying to make me feel better. They just trying to do this. They just trying to do that. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. You could continue down the road of continue to think that guess what, people want you to feel this way, but you have to identify that self-doubt, self-sabotage. The biggest sabotage that we have is ourself. The biggest sabotage. I know we want it to be everybody else. You want it to be everybody else's fault. That guess what? I didn't get to the bag. Man, they hindered me from doing this. They don't hinder your mind from thinking. They don't hinder your mind from dreaming. Can't nobody stop you from dreaming. Can't nobody stop you from hoping. Can't nobody stop you from going after what you want, ambitions. Oh, well, man, I thought that was it. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you just needed to learn something. Maybe you just needed to understand something. Just maybe he wanted to show you something. It's okay that everything that's in front of us isn't for us. It's okay. But at the end of the day, one thing that you have to learn how to use and to do in this time and in this season and in every aspect of life is to start to embrace the things that come along with it. The things that come along with it will give you strength. The things that come along with it will impart into you to move forward. You got to listen, identify where you are, and strategize to overcome the thing called self-doubt. Self-doubt is there. Let's talk about it. You got to reframe your negative thoughts. All right, number 1, in order to understand how to overcome self-doubt, you must reframe the negative thoughts. You have to talk about the power of reframing negative thoughts into a positive way. When it says that, guess what, you can't make it, you have to say, I can make it. When it says that, guess what, oh, man, your resources just ain't gonna work for that. I'm sorry. What? All right, I know my resources ain't working, but I know with your help, God, you could, I know. Listen, this podcast ain't for everybody. So if you get offended by me saying God, if you get offended by me saying, yeah, listen, I promise you, listen, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right with me because guess what? I can't hide that part. That part is going to be real. Jesus is real to me. Oh yeah. All right. Listen, I got to let you know. I would talk to him that he is my endless resource, that he is the one that would guide me, that it's him, it's that. So you have to start to reach into the bag and reframe your thinking. When you reframe your thinking, doubt then has to go away because it can't beat you in your mind. 9 times out of 10, the reason why self-doubt is there because our framework of our mind has not been the framework of an overcomer yet. All right. Hello. How you doing? You doing fine? Listen, it's your framework in your mind has not been that of an overcomer yet. That you understand that there's no obstacle, there's nothing that guess what you're going to face tomorrow in this next moment, the next season, regardless of what comes, regardless of what goes, regardless of what comes in. It does not change the narration of what your future is supposed to look like. If he promised it to you, hey, this is hey, how you doing? I have to. Yeah. If you know me, you know me. All right. If he knows your future, then that's what it is. Your future has got to be intact, but you have to reframe your frame and your thinking. If it belongs to you, belongs to you. All right. That period, point blank. All right. We talked about this one before too. In order to overcome self-doubt, you must celebrate what? Small wins. We talked about this last week. You must celebrate those small wins. You must acknowledge the importance of your progress. You must acknowledge you must acknowledge even if it's small, to build your confidence. Building confidence is part of the repetition of you now reframing your mind, of you repatterning your mind. Hey, listen, Amanda, you understand. You know, you got it. Listen, it's the understanding of who you are. It's the understanding of celebrating your small wins in order to now what? Beat self-doubt. Man, I don't know what to do. You got to understand that you have accomplished something far more. It's the strategy. It's the win. It's the place to get you to your next destination. I'm going to go back and I'm going to replay my win. I'm going to replay how many times they going to get sick of me. That guess what I would say to guess what? Oh, we made it to podcast number 4. And next week, I'm going to say, welcome to podcast number 5. And I'm going to say next week, welcome to podcast number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Listen, because every week for me is an accomplishment. All right. Y'all don't know me very well, do you? Listen, because at the end of the day, it used to be a guy that guess what could quit anything at the drop of dime, lose no sleep about it, and listen, keep moving. Because guess what? It was just like, hey, it was nothing else worth fighting for. It's like, listen, this might not be it. Listen, but I didn't understand until I got to places that guess what? I was superseding those places. You walk into the door one way. You can walk into a place. If it belongs to you, it belongs to you. If it's promised to you, it's promised to you. You got to learn to celebrate your small wins because it is part of the process. Listen, all right. Here's the one I know you guys like a whole lot, but that's why it's number 3. But surround yourself with supportive people. Supportive people. Yep, I'm gonna encourage you to do something. I know it sounds crazy, it may sound weird to do, but do this. Go ahead and put together the interview questions for your supportive people. All right. Listen. You don't have to sit them down and tell them, listen, you on an interview for being a supportive friend. No. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna tell you what you do. I'm gonna tell you how you do it. Listen. Go ahead, get those questions in your mind. And guess what? My friend. A supportive friend should be able to answer. Listen, man, ask those questions. They don't have to be rapidly back to back. It could be just in regular conversation. Yeah, I just got a question for you. Listen, man, you got to know who's going to be close to you, going to ride with you, and all those type of things. You got to question them. You got to question their motive. You got to question what they think about you. I want to know. I want to hear you say. I want to hear you say it. You're doing too much. Tell me one time. That's all. Tell me one time. Just tell me once. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Don't have to happen. I promise you. Because as soon as you tell me uno one time, now guess what? You're doing too much. And I'm in my purpose and I'm in my bag. And guess what? You posted too much. You're doing this. Thank you. Listen, you have failed already. Listen, I don't come back. I don't rewind. I don't come back and try to pick you back up. I'll catch you on the next block. I promise you I will, because of what? Guess what? You have to know there are certain things that, guess what? If it's supposed to be in your framework to help you to progress, to get to your next level, you know what things, y'all like this word. I know you do. That trigger you. Oh man, I'm so triggered. I'm so XYZ and all this. I'm about to crash out. Yep, I know you like it. But listen, you got to understand that, guess what? I can't be crashing out. And I can't keep doing that in every season. But you have to know that, guess what? The people that are around you do not make you what? Crash out, trigger out, or all of the above. Hello. All right. Listen, you don't be that person. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. And listen, I promise you, I got questions for days. I would sit there and question. And listen, listen. Some people are friends. They'll tell me the truth. There's people that, guess what? But hey, listen. And I'm cool with that. Listen, there's criticism. There's all that. That's the difference. But there's certain things that, guess what? Your circle or your mind, you know what you can't take, and you're like, man, every single time that I tell my church, I tell people, I tell church, I tell people, whatever. What I tell people that, guess what? Every day you evaluate your day. Okay. Yes, I do. I do. I evaluate my day every day. I look in this phone. I look right here, and I look in the email, and I look in the text message, and I look at the voice memos. I look at the call log, and I say, how'd you make me feel today? Oh, listen, don't worry. I won't answer your call tomorrow. Listen, I'll look and I'll say, man, how did that text message make me feel today? Listen, yep, you irritated my soul. Listen, I promise you, I won't look at, I'll put you on mute. I'll put you on do not disturb. I'll put you on everything that, guess what, needs to be. Listen, it's no offense. Listen, if you're here and you feel like you just can't never reach me. Listen, it's me protecting my investment. I will call you back. I will check back in on you. But listen, I'm trying to tell you that, guess what, you have to evaluate what's going on, what happened, what got you off of continuing to do what you're supposed to do, what caught you off guard, what got you from going after your dreams and ambitions. What is, before we got into today, you was ready to go. But what happened in between today and the lying down, I guess what caused you to be frustrated in your mind and in your spirit? What caused you to be like, I don't know if I want to do that no more? And something had to have happened. Something must have happened during the day. Something must have happened what you're watching. Something must have happened something happened. Evaluate your day. Yep, that's another point. You must evaluate your day in order, because listen, feelings do not just show up. Feelings do not just creep up without it being for a reason or for a cause. There's a cause and effect for a feeling. There's a reason why you feel cold. There's a reason why you feel angry. There's a reason why you feel like giving up. There's a reason why. There is a reason to it. There's a reason, an emotional reason. There's an attachment. There's a past. There's a future. There's a feeling that, guess what? There's something more waiting for me. There's a feeling attached to the reason why you don't feel or you feel to do something. It is that very thing that, guess what, you must learn to that feel like you must evaluate. Evaluation is more important than anything else. It is the most, I would tell you, if you want to unlock another place in your mind, you want to unlock another place of your future, you want to unlock another place of being helpful to somebody else, is being able to understand and evaluate what was good that happened in the day and what was bad that happened in the day. But listen, I don't have time for that. Well, listen, I promise you, if you don't have time for that, you will continue to repeat the cycle of yesterday, yesteryear, the last moment, and you won't be able to identify what is really going on with your emotions, what's really going on with self-sabotage, and you will not be able to overcome that place that's called stuck. All right. Listen, I'm trying to help you. Let's go here. Let's go here. Listen, the challenge for this is that I want to give you a task, because we're getting ready to go. And people know when I say we're getting ready to go, I mean we're getting ready to go. The challenge for this week I want you to take is this. I want you to take this week a few steps. I want you to, even if it's small, I want you to take steps toward something that you've been doubting. You hear the challenge? Do you hear the challenge for this week? This week, my challenge is to the thing that, guess what, I have been doubtful to. I must take steps in the direction of what my doubt is. John, you're crazy. Why would I go to the place that possibly could hurt me? Why would I go to the place that, guess what, could possibly hinder me? Why would I go to the place? Because in order to get to what's next, you have to go through self-doubt. Self-doubt is stuck in a place. Because as consistent as you are trying to get to a place, self-doubt is what you run into. All right? You run into self-doubt, but you need to run through self-doubt. So I have to take the steps to it and have the courage. And guess what? I know when I get there, I may feel like I don't want to do this. I may feel like, guess what? It's not worth it. I may feel like I'm telling you what it looks like. I'm telling you what self-doubt looks like, what it feels like. But I have to continue to take the step. I have to continue to take the step and get through that process. Oh, well, it feels like I'm just doing this out of routine. I just feel like I'm just doing this just because. I'm going to tell you what that is. Hello, we've been talking about it all night long. Is that, guess what? That's self-doubt. That's self-doubt. That's self-doubt in its greatest form. Man, it just feels like, it's just, yeah. It's self-doubt in its best form, because ain't nobody around telling you that, guess what, you shouldn't do nothing. It's you sitting there, man, you know what, not tonight, no, not tomorrow, nah, nah, It's just you. It's just you and self sitting there doing the very thing that you and self do. Have conversations, and you don't tell nobody about, man, yep, I was getting ready to, no, not tonight. Nope, nope, nope. I was gonna make this, and this. I was gonna make cornbread. I was gonna make chicken. I was gonna make rice. I was gonna make gravy. I was gonna do this, man. Nope, not tonight. Go ahead, put the hot dogs on the stove. Go ahead, get the noodles and the beans out. Go ahead, listen, because make it easy for me. But sometimes the best result is not through easy. The best production is not through easy. It is through continuing through what you need to go through in the process in order to get to the next step. You have to do more. Easy is not always better. Easy sometimes sets you up to be lackadaisical or to be less than, because you have not been challenged. Because you have to understand, in our futures and in what is coming next, there will be a challenge. We face challenges to overcome them. We face things to outwit them and beat them and to defeat the odds. We face them. It's going to be a challenge. And the biggest challenge that we face every single day is not taking the right steps in the right direction to keep stepping, to keep moving. But this week, the challenge is to face your fears, to face your past, face those things that you don't want to face, and take the steps to push through them. Because once you push through them, you'll leave them behind you. But you have to take steps in the right direction. Have the tough conversations and push through them. Have the conversations about your fear, about your anxiety. I don't know what this really looks like. I don't understand it. It doesn't feel good to me. It is what this is, but I'm pushing past it. I'm not rewinding back to it. I'm not going to let it bring me back to that place. Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Is this no, that's not my thought. That's not my pattern. That's not, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm a push through that. You're not going to get me back in that cycle. You're not going to get me back into my past. I'm going to push through it. Take the steps, and then I want you to know this. You got to see what happens. Take the steps and see what happens. But what happens if I fail? What happens if it does not yield the outcome that I want or what I desire? It did not say that you will yield your desire, but you will yield what you need to know. It will yield what your questions are that guess what need to be answered. But many of times we are looking for our desired result when we go to face our fears. And the truth of the matter is sometimes the truth is that it's not going to be what you desire. It may not be what you desire, but it may be what's necessary for you to grow. It may be what's necessary for you to move on. It may be what's necessary for you to understand that guess what? That is what it is. I understand now. I get it now. Now I got to push back. So, see, many of us are trying to address issues over and over again because it's not yielding the result that we want. I wanted to say this. I wanted to say that. Listen. That's like, you remember we used to open up fortune cookies and things of that nature, and we were just hoping there's a good fortune in there. I'm hoping that, man, they give you a whole handful of cookies, throw it into the bag, and you open up every single one of the ones you open. It's like, man, nope, doom and gloom. Listen, next week you're gonna have a bad hair day. Next week you're gonna have your tire gonna be flat. Well, hey, listen. All right, listen. It's like, man, I just wanted something good. I thought these were a good luck cookie. I thought this was a what? I thought it was supposed to yield something better. I went to church. I went to here. It's supposed to do this. I went here, and it's supposed to happen this way. But my thing is, if you do not again, I tell you, study and evaluate what happens, what was good, what wasn't good, that's the only way to overcome. You have to evaluate and see that guess what? All right, this ain't it. This ain't it. Keep pushing through. If you're going to make something happen, it's not dependent on everybody else. It's dependent on you. This week, make it your challenge, make it your business. If you haven't started the project, if you haven't started the thing, start it. If you haven't opened a business, open a business. If you have not reached out to your loved one and you're like, man, I want this to be, do it. If you not have evaluated your past, evaluate it. If you're scared of what your past look like and whether or not you'll have evaluate, look at it, and do the hard work. Because at the end of the day, that challenge is always going to be set before you. Challenges do not remove their self. They stay there. They stay there until you pass it. You think I'm lying? Listen, there's a game. I'm not a gamer no more, I wouldn't say. Even though I buy the game, if I don't go and play the game, the challenges still say unachieved. They still say unachieved. They still don't have a trophy by them. They still don't have no rank by them. Because guess what? I didn't do what? I didn't go and face the challenge. I didn't go and pick up the controller. I didn't go and get in the game. I didn't go and try and figure out how can I beat it. I didn't go and keep trying. Listen. Yeah, sometimes. Yep, I sure did. I unplugged the game. I said I'll come back to it later. Yes, I did. I said, nope, this ain't gonna happen. But guess what? When I turn that PlayStation back on, when I turn the game back on, when I turn the Nintendo back on, when I turn Uno, Flip, and all the games that guess what you want to play in your phone and everything else, guess what? That joker gonna say, welcome back. Your task is, you be like, I just want a different task. The task does not change. The agenda does not change. The achieving does not change. Nothing. It just tells you, welcome back. Glad that you came to your senses. Listen, come on, let's get this over with. That's the same thing with life. That's the same thing with the things that you face in life. I put it on pause. I won't deal with it. But all right, cool. Well, you know what? I'm trying to get to the next level. Now that challenge comes back and it says, welcome back. Glad that you're here. How are you doing today? You doing well? All right. Let me give you a tutorial again, because it seems like you've haven't been here for a while. I'll show you where the start button is. I'll show you where how to make the conversation great again. I will show you how to do this. I'll show you. Hold on. Wait a minute. Don't rush past this part. Do you want to skip the tutorial? You think you know? Okay, I got you. No. So I'm telling you. It seems like every time I turn my game on, that don't want to give me a tutorial, give me a breakdown, give me a new update, and everything else. I'm like, I only was gone for like 5 days. I was only gone for about a month. Now, maybe 6 months. Yeah, maybe. And it's like, yeah, listen, we got new updates. We're in season number 3. I'm like, I didn't even know games had seasons that y'all progressing through. I thought the game was the game. Nope. You behind the time, young man. Come on. Let me teach you something. That's the same thing that happens with life. Your challenges, they don't change. They are set in stone. And you have to accomplish the challenge and achieve your goals and keep going. It's the same thing with everything out here, social media, all those type of things, trying to achieve, trying to do things, to monetize, to make things happen. You have to do what? You have to meet the requirements, and you have to meet also, and you have to achieve certain things, period. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200 without passing go. Well, I know you got house rules. Well, if I land on go, I get $200 extra dollars. No. That's not what Monopoly said. Monopoly said pass the go, and you get the $200. I want something now, and I want something later. Okay, so if I land on go, give me the bonus. No, you gotta do it the way it's been orchestrated to be done. Be in a healthy mindset, start to grow and start to progress. It really takes effort, it takes growth, it takes a mindset, and it takes you overcoming and switching your mind to a mind frame that, guess what? I'm going to be challenged, but I am going to win. Guys, I want to encourage you one more time. Guess what? I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you share this podcast with somebody who needs it. Let's grow together. And remember, self-doubt does not control you. You have what it takes to break through. Guys, I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next week. Bones and all.